And keep in mind these zealots really not going to be able to press out. Well, let's see if there's some follow-ups. So more zealots actually left over than I thought there would be, and a cannon trying to be produced here at that 3 o'clock. I think Hero actually can just produce a lot of troops and move up and take that out. And now moving with a tech switch to Mutalisks, and I don't think he's got. Yeah, if he pushes in now, he's going to be able to take out a lot of stuff before those cannons warp in. Actually, 2 cannons at the main, so it looks like instead of going to the, I think it would have been better off running at that 3 o'clock, but still enough Mutalisks to take out this cannon at the main. I don't think there's enough. Looks like those High Templar are morphing to Archons, but not before both cannons are going to be taken out. All mining disrupted, and Daezang just absolutely getting brutalized in this match. You can just see right now that the metagame is just really, really far ahead, and Hero's just playing this really well. And it feels like this is like almost every Zerg versus Protoss I'm seeing these days, almost exactly like this. Still no cannons to protect that natural secondary. Daezang was really cheating in that regard, and that Archon just does not have the mobility across this backhand expansion to deal with that. Looks like an Archon and some Zealots going to run into that 9 o'clock location. But still, the drone's able to... Going to lose some drones here, but the Hydralisks should be able to take out that Archon, should be able to take out what's left of the Zealots. Able to stop production here momentarily, but still a lot of bases left. Actually, the drone's evacuating, so able to even things up a little bit. So very nice counterattack here by Daezang. I got to say, that was very impressive. And he's actually got that 3 o'clock running, so maybe he'll be able to replenish. He lost a lot of probes, but able to do a decent amount of counterattack damage and bring these Mutalisks back. So let's see if that actually gave him time to shore up his defenses a little bit. Maybe get another Archon out there. Looks like he does have 2 Archons out in the field, and he's got 4 cannons at his secondary, but his probe saturation is absolutely pitiful. I gotta say, you can see the probe saturation right there. Just nothing happening. So he's still got to press in, still got to do some attacks, and now he's going to be running headlong into some Hydralisks on top of everything else, but able to catch a couple of these Mutalisks out in open field, get a couple free hits there. But the Zealots, yeah, just, oh man, suiciding in. But so yeah, even now, even though he was able to do some damage to the 9 o'clock, there's still a lot more hatcheries out there for Hero. You could still pump the drones. It looks like his natural expansion pretty well saturated. His main actually not all that fantastically saturated, but he's starting to saturate that bottom left-hand corner a little bit better. So yeah, looks like he's going to continue playing a little bit of a jig here with these Mutalisks out in open field, and just kind of going out with skeleton forces between these Archons and these Zealots, putting on pressure. But there's enough Hydralisks. I think there's enough Hydralisk speed. We should have Lurkers out in not too long, and it looks like some High Templar just hugging that Nexus for any sort of counterattack that might be coming up. But yeah, Daezang gonna have to back off. I still don't feel like he can really effectively defend that 3 o'clock location between all the forces he has. I don't know that he can defend his main, he can defend against the Mutalisk Harass, and he can defend that 3 o'clock. He's gonna have to get some beautiful storms if he's gonna pull any of this all together. But sneaking out, it looks like he does have another attack army, and he's just gonna persist with these attacks. Might be able to catch these Hydralisks out of position. Looks like the Hydralisks do have weapons 1, starting to crash over towards that 3 o'clock. And the Mutalisks just having a field day. Going to be able to take that pylon and stop all that tech from producing. A couple Zealots running through. So nothing going right for Daezang right now at all. Heroes just, and wow, even catching that Archon and that Zealot on the ramp. And a little bit of confusion there, so stopping his production further. Still been just sitting at these bases for absolutely forever. He's just going to have a massive economy. He's going to have a massive amount of troops to work with, map control, everything else. I think he's just going to wait until he looks like Weapons 1 did come online there, but I think what he's waiting is for the dedication here and to trap that army with the Hydralisks coming in from behind. So some Zealots running up. They're going to be able to get some kills, but here comes the attacks from behind. Nice Psystorm though, able to catch a lot of troops, but he's going to still end up losing the entirety of this army. And at that stage, it's just going to be open for Hero to just produce a lot of troops and go in for another attack here. And it looks like he's got enough Hydralisks probably to overwhelm that 3 o'clock. I think Daezang's got to know it. Still looking confident there. Yeah, I like Daezang for that. Never pressured. So only a single Archon trying to flee out. A little bit of blurry on my video here. Hopefully that doesn't affect the processing. There it goes. Affect the processing too much. But yeah, it looks like probes are going to have to come off the line to defend it, and only 2 Zealots wandering out here otherwise. And I don't think 2 Zealots and all these probes are going to stop that 3 o'clock location from getting absolutely folded. So yeah, and the Zealots didn't even manage to run up and get a single hit on those Hydralisks. So that should be GG in not too long. Daezang's still going to fight it out though, because he doesn't give out like that. Yeah, never go out like a soldier. Make sure you pull off your probes all the line, throw in all your High Templar, and kill every last unit that you possibly could before you GG. That's okay in tournaments like this, by the way. Don't do that online. If you know you lost online, you're just practicing. Get out of there quickly. But in tournaments like this, yeah, go out like a man. Anyway, looks like, although it makes it harder for me to commentate sometimes, because right at this stage, I could talk about how exciting it is, but no, the game's over, guys. The Mutalisks just roving around. Looks like they're looking for a High Templar to pick off. In my wildest fantasy right now, Daezang would suddenly have a huge Archon army. He'd have the 12 Archons that he could run out in the field and just, magically appear. He'd have a DT kind of fold out from nowhere, but honestly, all Hero needs to do is this: contain, make sure he doesn't get any more probes out, plant a couple more bases, and there's nothing. And actually it looks like he's even going to send in some troops. He doesn't need to do this, but able to run in. Wow, forcing him to Psystorm his own troops. Psystorm everywhere, actually. And it looks like he is going to be able to catch, looks like all of those High Templar. It looks like he managed to get most of those High Templar, but still ate a lot of Psystorm there. But those Zealots actually softened up by their own team now, and now the Hydralisks moving forward. And Hero doesn't need to do this, but it looks like he's just going to go and finish it. The other High Templar picked off. I don't think he had any Storm left anyway, and now that natural secondary quickly going to be overwhelmed, and we should see GG momentarily here from Daezang. Looks like he's got some Dragoons in the background, and still more Hydralisks waiting to even be attack moved in. They're just like hanging out. They're like, hey guys, we're going to go in for an attack, gonna kill some stuff today. Yeah, alright, let's wait to check in. Okay, there's the whole punch. Anyway, hope you guys enjoyed it. Thank you for listening. GG from Daezang. Hero will advance out of this bracket with Flash. Pretty good game. And again, if you want to see the live casts of these, as it's obviously the games aren't live, doing it on delay, but yeah, you can go to Diggity SC on Justin.tv, so Justin.tv/Diggity SC, and also broodwar.chipin.com. Go donate. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Thanks for listening.